so you can familiarize yourselves with it. As for the assistance in resolving the crisis, on many occasions we have publicly stated that we have never refused to listen to serious suggestions that are made out of the sincere willingness to find a political resolution. One more time, I would like to remind you, when we are called to start negotiations, I do not remember anyone from the Western colleagues or from anyone else from any other countries talk to Ukraine to call them upon them to start negotiations. And I think there is a certain sad truth about this, because Ukraine is encouraged to continue war. When Ukraine was ready to be engaged in negotiations last March, and when Ukraine suggested principles on how the situation could be resolved, that we have supported, and we were ready to sign an agreement based on these principles, Ukraine was slapped on their wrists. Everyone knows this. The United States, the United Kingdom, a number of other actors from the European Union. And from what I understand, they told the Kiev regime, if Russians are ready to sign an agreement on resolving the situation, it means that we need to drag it out, that we need to make them weaker to achieve the victory on the battlefield, to defeat them on the battlefield, to achieve the strategic defeat of Russia. Listen to what the foreign ministers from Germany, or what Josep Borrell said, the top diplomat from the European Union. No negotiations before Ukraine has advantage on the battlefield. So, to call upon Russia to start negotiations, which we have never refused to have if they are in earnest, I think that's not the right thing to do. And since last March, we have not seen anything in earnest. There is only military rhetoric, some belligerent decisions made in NATO, and finally, everyone seems to be forgetting, and I mean journalists as well. None of the journalists in the West and in a number of developing countries somehow does not remember that last September, Mr. Zelensky, the head of the Kiev regime, signed a decree. And this decree forbids any kind of negotiations with the Russian government. We've been explaining this several times a day when we answer similar questions, but somehow it remains unnoticed by our colleagues from the media, from the foreign media, and they keep on asking why won't Russia agree to have negotiations. Thank you. RT Spanish. Mr. Lavrov, some Western countries think
and I was